Now I need to write a code which helps me to multiply service tax to a base product. So I need to open an Excel also. So my requirement is, let's code that if requirement is I have a one product invoice. So it is a one product, I sell it for 1000 and the service tax is 12.36%. So my invoice amount should be this plus this multiplied by this and divided by 100. So like if the invoice is 1000, the base product value is 1000, my invoice should have 1123.6 as an output. So that's my first requirement. That's my product 1. Now the second requirement is I have a two product A and B. In this case, the product A costs 1000, product B costs 500. So my total will be sum of these two, and then I need to put service tax on it divided by 100. So if I sum it here, it is something 1685.4. So these are the two requirements. So you had a discussion with your business analyst and he has given you a scenario that okay, we need to make invoice like this. So that is our starting point. Clear till here? Excel only? Now let's start. Now I need to create a test because I am doing test driven development. So what I do, I create a class and I name it test invoice. Okay? Since it's a test class, I need to do something. Extends test case, choose exception, and since it is red, I need to include something. So like import, and then I need to write a constructor. I'm not doing anything in constructor. Then since it's a what's wrong? Control O. Okay, that's good. अभी रुको यार, मेरे को मेरी वाली चीजें करनी तो इसको भी कोई इंक्लूड नहीं किया है, जस्ट वी नीड टू इंक्लूड एक्सेप्शंस. चलो देखते हैं पब्लिक टेस्ट इनवॉइस. लेट मी फर्स्ट after that I need to write a function जो इसका अभी तक हम लोग बेस में ही है. Public test invoice, public class test invoice, extends test cases. Setup, it will give me error. Now I need to call the super here just to make sure that this is working, and then also I need to put class. How the class can throw an exception. This happens when you become trainer more and developer less. Okay, so this is my base thing. Now I need an invoice member. So let me create an invoice member called current invoice. So let's make it private. So I have invoice, and this invoice, now this class is not yet defined. Now this invoice I will initiate it here. Current invoice is equal to new invoice. So I already have a failing test. How? Because my code is not compiling. So I need to create a class named invoice. So let's create a class named invoice, and this will help us to clear the compilation. So again, we rather than creating an invoice class and starting the work, we started writing the test, and since that class was not there, we end up creating it. So it's already a one step of test driven development. Now what next? I need to have a real function for which I have started the work. So I will write public void test single product invoice. So this is my first thing which I want to do. Now what should I have? I should have a double value which talks about product price, then which is 1000. Then I need to have expected value. What is expected value? Expected invoice amount. It should be 1123 जो हमने Excel में डाला था. So it's test like it is 1123.6. Okay. So this is what I am expecting. Now let's see what is coming. So I need to see. Let's have a double asking about calculated value. Calculated INVO. Calculated invoice amount should be coming from my current invoice. Current invoice is an instance, is a variable which is of invoice type, and I need to have a function called calculate single product price, and this function should take product price as an input, and this should give me an expected output. Okay. Still again we are at a failing test because it's not compiling. So that's it. Let's make it pass. How? In Java you can just click write and it will create a function. So we got a function created in invoice class. So we don't worry about that. Good. Now I need to compare it. So assert equals, and I need to compare the current invoice amount with expected invoice amount. Current invoice change to current invoice amount. Expected change to expected. Okay, so that's done. We are done now. Our test is ready. It should work. So after doing this, I should execute. Now I have not written the code. I am running the test, and it is red. Now it is failing. Why? Because it is returning 0. We need to do something there so that it starts producing some value. Now let's go here, do the real coding. So here what I have to do, I need to again put the double value, and calculated invoice amount should be the 1. Then I also need a, how do I calculate the invoice amount? Is equal to product price, what else? Multiply by 12.36, something like this. Calculated invoice amount. Now I think I'm done. So let's change. Divide by 100 बच गया. Okay. Change to calculated amount. Calculated invoice.
I think this could be another test. If you don't even divide by 100.
Okay. So now, okay, since you reminded me that something is going wrong, let's divide it by 100. Okay. Now looks good. Let's execute. Now it's too much. Now let's execute. Now I want to see a green test very soon. Oh, still failing.
Yeah.
Now, if we had been doing development without this thing, the developer might have gone ahead and even might have submitted the code to the tester that it is working. I have already done whatever I is expected to do. Now I know there is something wrong. I know what is wrong. So let's add the base price. It is just a tax amount. So I need to add the product price. True? So this is the benefit. So I add the product price. I hope this time it will pass. Oh,
Product price plus product price, then multiply by it. You have to take, otherwise, you have to take in the bracket, product price.
Failure trace.
नहीं अभी तो ये लॉजिकल फेलियर होगा ना.
You should have expected ना आपने वो product.
Oh, yes. This is good program. Good. Now, finally, we can put a 12.36% multiplication on a value. It's passed now. So what we did? We just did small Excel thing. Now, after doing all this, let's look at our code. What I am doing here, 12.36 multiplied by 100. This is wrong. I should not be doing that. Why should I put a value inside the function? I should do something else. What I should do? I should create a constant. So let's have a final variable, say double, which talks about service tax multiplier. So let me create a service tax multiplier, which is 12.36 divided by 100. Looks good? And rather than multiplying with this, let's multiply with the service tax multiplier. Should work. Now let's check. Is it giving the desired results? Okay. So my refactoring has not broken any code. So it's a small example of refactoring. Now what should I do? I have one more requirement and I have 15 more minutes to speak. So I have one more requirement which talks about let's calculate an invoice for two product system. So I have another requirement where I talk about public void test two product invoice. Now here I should have product 1 price which is 1000. Then I need to have product 2 price which is 500, and the expected value is what? 1685.4. So from where I calculated, I applied the service tax 12.36% on the total, and then I summed these two together and it comes to 1685. Make sense? So expected value for me is expected invoice. Now you might be realizing why can't I write a ABCD variable name, why I'm spending too much time in writing such a long variable name. Can somebody justify me typing so long variable names? So it makes the code readable. So if you read expected invoice amount, you just know what is there. So that's another principle of clean code where we should write variable names well, even if it is for demo, but it should make some sense. Good. So what should I do then? Now assert call function. So I need to get the calculated invoice amount. And from where I get the calculated invoice amount? Any guess? Current invoice dot calculate to product price, or ideally it should be invoice. Anyway, to product price, and then I should send product 1 price, and I should send product 2 price. Make sense? Yeah, but this function is not compiling. Why? We have not defined it. So let's resolve this issue. Test first, development. So resolve the issue. Function is there. Now keep moving forward. Assert. Let's copy it this time. Okay, so I am done. I should run the code now. It will definitely fail because I have not coded the function. So I have a failing test. What previous test is passing and the new test is failing. Okay, so time to develop code. With me? Okay, come here. Let's pick the double again. Calculated invoice amount is equal to so let's make a sum total invoice amount before tax, which is equal to product 1 price plus product 2 price. True? So I got the total here. Yeah. Now what should I do? I should have another variable which have a total amount after tax. Okay, which is equal to total amount before tax plus multiplied by service tax multiplier. Service tax multiplier. Okay. Total amount twice amount. Good. So return the total invoice amount after tax. Good? Good to go? Fail. Okay, let's see. I think it will pass. I'm a developer, you know. I always write code which passes and I never verify them. I just ship them. No, it is failing. Why? Because we have not added the base price. Okay? So what I have to do, I have to add total invoice amount before tax first. Now at least it should pass as far as I can visualize it. No need to divide by 100 because the multiplier is taking care of it. Any pair programming input? Oh, this was kind of an exception, like past. Now we are done. This is a problem. We are repeating ourselves. What I am doing? This statement is bad. Why I am doing this? I must refactor it. I am repeating myself. The design principle talks about do not repeat yourself. But I am repeating here. So I need to create a separate function. Now it's time to do a refactoring. I am not adding any functionality. So I am not touching my test area. I am only touching my invoice area. So let's write a private double apply service tax function, which takes amount say total before tax or amount before tax. It takes amount before tax and it returns what? What should it return? Apply the tax. So it should return double amount after tax, and this amount should be amount before tax multiplied by service tax multiplier, and rather than doing all this, total invoice amount after tax should be return value is missing, and if I don't look them properly, I will forget since I'm not good in debugging. So better I write it here only. So let's apply tax here and remove all this stupid code. So invoice amount before tax should just take this, and let's remove this code. Refactoring. Now such kind of code you can find in many places in your real production code, but you really afraid of refactoring them because you don't know what will happen after that. Okay, so we are not afraid of, and I am doing the same mistake again, I know, but I just want to simulate a situation where it fails. So it failed again. My both tests had started failing because I did mistake in where? Apply service tax. The same mistake, I have not added the base price. I have just returned the service tax. But if I change that, it should work. That is my expectation. Yeah, it is working. So we are done with the refactoring. And such a small refactoring, 90% of the developers will keep avoiding in their real development. Why? Because of this. They don't have a way to verify is it really working after that change. They first take time to figure out from at how many places this line is written. And then if I change that line, I don't know where all it will impact. So that is how you can see that test, code and refactoring cycles keeps going on while you do a development. And this is a basic essence of test-driven development. Any question? I'm done with my talk. Any query? This code I can share, even though it's a very stupid code I have made, but still it may help you to visualize it. It's a small 2 Java classes. Yeah, please go ahead.
In that the first we do testing twice, after coding and second after refactoring.
Yes. So after refactoring, you are not putting effort. Say, whenever you do a new code, you keep executing your previous test cases. And that is the advantage you get going forward. Because now you are not worried. You change your thing and it proceeds. And that is where the effort which we are putting in writing such an elaborated test cases pays return. At a first instance, you may feel it's a too much work. Why I have to write test first? But when you see a beauty of refactoring and getting instant feedbacks, rather than getting a feedback when the tester logs a blocker defect, this functionality used to work before. Now I am worried. The build is unstable now. I need to test more. So rather than you hear all those things at a 1 week or 2 week after you submit your code, you came to know.
That's the case with the automated testing. If I'll do a manual testing.
Test-driven development is this only. So no manual test-driven development.
That's in develop my app.
Yeah. So it is like a unit testing which happens in an automated environment only. So that is how it works. So there are many good things which I might have not covered. The unit testing itself is a big language, like she was talking about. There are various types of asserts. Asserts can also take care of exceptions code generated. Assert can also talk about true, false. There are many things which can be done. So the intent of this code example was to show how thinking about test, thinking about code and refactoring helps in developing better code, and that too fast, not slow. So if we get into the details, you may find a better way of writing, you may find a better way of debugging, like I was not writing a constructor.
So in theory, it's not just the direct Java code which is written, we can use various tools like Cucumber and Witness for that.
So that is more acceptance testing. So it is coming more towards the acceptance.
You don't need to
yeah.
go straight and write a Java code, you can just write a feature as plain English and rest the tools will take care of it.
So like Suji is talking about the cases where we start automation from acceptance criteria. So that's the first BDD, that's the first layer. So here we are talking about the last pyramid. So when I was showing the I don't know, I might have closed it. And I was showing the testing pyramid.
So in that cloud, there were two sections. One was ATPD, another was TDDD, right? So ATPD is when you are discussing that with client, you're writing the test cases, or you're writing the acceptance criteria. That is where ATPD is into picture, and this part was TDDD.
Yes. So when we were doing this part, we were focusing on this section only. But Suchi is talking, she's talking about this part here. So yeah, so that's the automation of acceptance test driven development. The tools and the way that we can have a session on that in upcoming meetup. I hope some of you will present it rather than me preparing and presenting. So I hope you can do that. Okay, so I am here. So in case any specific query related to what I have explored, you can shoot at me during the tea breaks and whenever you want. Anything else? Good to go? Okay, thanks for listening on acceptance as driven development.